Hello, good afternoon. In the previous lecture, we have studied Sandhankaram. Now we will study the model comparison of Sandhankaram with modern techniques of surgery. Two techniques can be compared with Sandhankaram. These are autoplasty and lobuloplasty. So, in Sandhankaram, we have studied 15 types of Sandhankaram vidhis, out of which 10 were Sadhya and 5 were Asadhya, and their complications also we have studied. Now we will study the modern part or modern comparison of Sandhankaram. That is Karn Sandhan. So first coming to autoplasty. Auricular deformities can be classified into three types. Mild auricular deformities, second is moderate auricular deformities, and third is severe auricular deformities. First, coming to mild auricular deformities, it includes mild deformities in which the anatomical structures of the auricular basic architecture are almost completely preserved. Examples include protruding ears, cryptotias, macrotias, globomas, as well as mild cup ear deformity. Then protruding ear, also known as apostasic otitis, is one of the most common mild abnormalities. So protruding ear, that is apostasic otitis, is among one of the common mild abnormalities. The pathogenic factors are discussed in protruding ears, that is apostasic otitis, include genetic factors, point mutations, but also environmental influences during pregnancy, such as exposure to X-ray, hypoxia, as well as the intake of certain drugs such as thalidomide, are considered to be the responsible factors. Then coming to moderate auricular deformities, it includes malformations of the basic architecture of the cartilage are apparent. Moderate auricular deformities include sphere cup ear deformities and the mini ear. Whereas sphere auricular deformities, in sphere auricular deformities, only isolated remains of the cartilage or appendages without signs of normal auricular shape are apparent. So these can be compared with Asadhya Karnapali, in which 5 types of Sandhankaram are used. Subject to this rating, a conchoidal type can be differentiated from a lobular type. They often occur combined with agenesis of the external auditory canal and the mild ear. So conchoidal or lobular type of deformities may occur. The most extreme form of sphere ocular deformity is anotia, in which the auricle or the presence of auricular basic architecture is completely missing. These deformities are mostly unilateral and are more frequently found among male patients. तो anotia ऐसी कंडीशन है इसमें बेसिक आर्किटेक्चर बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर ही जो है वो completely एक्सटर्नल ईयर का प्रेजेंट नहीं होता है. Then treatment is surgery is the treatment of choice. First, coming to optimum time of surgery. The appropriate time for the correction of prominent ear Use depends on factors such as auricular growth, cartilage consistency, psychological strain, and the patient usage. At an age of 6 years, the ear has completed most of its growth. Therefore, an otoplasty at this time does usually not affect auricular growth to any significant extent. So, appropriate age is about 6 years of age for undergoing otoplasty. First, pre-operative preparations. Patient's past history in general should be taken, and the history regarding previous year surgery or autoplasties should always be addressed. Previous autoplasties are frequently associated with some degree of scarring, which may influence the further surgical planning and the post-operative outcome. Then, prior to the surgery, the patient or the parents of the child are informed about the different surgical techniques and potential risks and complications, including hematoma and infections of skin or cartilage, as well as regarding the possibility of an unsatisfactory cosmetic result. तो ये पेरेंट्स को पहले ही बता देना चाहिए कि इसके क्या रिस्क हैं, क्या कॉम्प्लिकेशन हो सकती हैं और क्या कोई इन्फेक्शन हो सकती है, हेमाटोमा हो सकता है। तो ये सारी चीज़ों को देखते हुए ये बता देना चाहिए पेशेंट के अटेंडेंट्स को कि जो रिजल्ट है वो कॉस्मेटिक अनसेटिस्फैक्टरी भी हो सकता है। Then surgical technique steps include an anti-helical fold is created by bending the external ear backward. Position is marked by placing the methylene glue on 22 gauge needles and placing them through the ear from anterior to posterior. So here anti-helical fold is prepared. The posterior part is injected with local medication containing epinephrine and an ellipse of skin is excised. Then cartilage in anti-helical fold incised and anti-orbital slower. Suture is placed in the cartilage. The skin is closed, dressings are applied. Then post-operative care. Packing with cotton or strap scoped with antibiotic containing preparation or disinfecting agent should be done. With these measures, the contour of the newly formed auricle is stabilized and an infection is prevented. Second, post-operative care include change of the first dressing is done on first or second post-operative day to ensure that a possible hematoma is recognized early and drained if necessary. During the first 7 to 8 days, the dressing is changed twice. Peri or post-operative antibiotic prophylaxis over 7 days with a cartilage penetrating agent may be used in cases of extensive cartilage weakening surgery. Then on the 7th or 8th post-operative day, the sutures are removed and the dressing is replaced by a headband. The headband should be worn for another 4 to 6 weeks, at least at night, to prevent accidental linking of the auricle. Then our next topic is lobuloplasty, which is also linked with Sandanka. So lobule, as you know, is the part which is located and do not have any uh, uh, cartilage in it. So lobuloplasty is a simple method which can be also compared with Sandanka. So lobuloplasty it includes torn earlobe. This is a very common problem affecting women and men. Repairing an earlobe is relatively simple, uncomplicated, and effective procedure. Depending on the severity of the tear, sometimes the pursuing can be left in place or can be redone after healing. The causes. Torn earlobes can occur due to trauma, wearing ear stretchers, or after wearing heavy earrings for an extended period of time. Earlobes can then be completely torn or the area of the brushing can just be widened. Then surgical procedures steps of the loboplasty include repair of the split is performed under local anesthesia. The torn skin edges are excised and the first edges are stitched together with sutures that need to remain in place for about a week. So suture should be left in about a week there itself. Then no dressing is needed other than antibiotic ointment. The procedure is usually well tolerated by most patients and discomfort experience is minimal. Healing time for real repair is generally 4 to 6 weeks. Then coming to post-operative treatment. Following the procedure, patients should apply the antibiotic ointment after washing their hands. It is advisable to keep the area clean and dry. The use of hair dryer should be avoided in first few days. The first follow-up is after about a week for the removal of sutures. IV access for the first few days is not advisable, and to minimize swelling is recommended to sleep with 3 or 4 pillows for the first couple of nights. A thin, neat, linear scar which generally fades away with the time is usually the final result. तो इनको हम एक बार समझ लेते हैं पोस्ट ऑपरेटिव ट्रीटमेंट को। एक तो एंटीबायोटिक ऑइंटमेंट को हाथ धोने के पश्चात पेशेंट को लगाना चाहिए। एरिया को क्लीन और सूखा रखना चाहिए। हेयर ड्रायर्स को कुछ दिनों के लिए अवॉइड करना चाहिए। देन फर्स्ट फॉलो जो है 1 हफ्ते के बाद होता है लगभग स्विचेस को रिमूव करने के बाद। हैवी एक्सरसाइज ज़्यादा एक्सरसाइज को अवॉइड करना चाहिए ताकि स्वेलिंग जो है मिनिमाइज हो सके। और सोते टाइम 3 या 4 पिलोज को लेके सोना चाहिए कुछ फर्स्ट 1-2 नाइट्स के लिए। एक छोटा सा स्कार बन जाता है जो धीरे धीरे टाइम के साथ अपने आप जो है रिमूव हो जाता है, फेड हो जाता है। सो thank you for listening carefully. So we have studied autoplasty and oblioplasty. These two procedures are compared with Sandanka. So these are simple procedures which you can also perform in your OPD, in your minor OT. So at least see them 1 or twice, and you will get full knowledge about them. So thank you. Have a nice day.